everyone to the Fancypants Hotel, also known as Le Château Fancypants. I am here at our very Fancypants hairpin turn in our driveway. Note, be prepared if you come and visit us in the winter. And I'd like to show you what's going on for the spring and what progress we've made. Also, I'd like to show you what surprises have come up. This place has only proven to be everything that it's promised, and even more than we imagined. Here in the driveway, we have a beautiful garden, almost as big as any other garden we've ever had. And this is just a small spot that we'll pass on the way up our driveway. I was going to show you our really cool blue Jeep plow truck that came with the house, and I was actually going to plow the driveway, but it turns out it didn't snow that much, and I would just scoop up more gravel than anything. So here we have this beautiful row of daffodils that is still blooming in the snow, and I'm kind of just forever enthralled by it. I don't think it'll ever be not cool to me to see that. And the second the sun comes out and the snow goes away, they'll perk right up. And I don't even know what other flowers are going to grow here really, except that the previous homeowner left us kind of a map for some of the gardens, so we have some idea. But then there are also going to be surprises, and it's just going to be really beautiful. Now here we have about $5,000 worth of 8-foot tall wire fencing. This stuff is the best, and Amy and I are going to install this all by ourselves, because we don't really have any other option if we want to create a new dogland that is of several acres. It would just cost tens of thousands of dollars, and that is not in our budget. We have other work to do. We've already gotten some of this project done, and I'll show that to you as well. So, over here, you can see Wildlife is parked next to our pretty awesome 1997 Jeep. It's got 160,000 miles on it, and somehow it still works. I actually never in my life thought I'd ever own a plow truck, and here we are. I'd like to just show you around the property a bit, and I can show you our new birdland, which would be too exciting for the dogs to see while I'm doing this, and then I'll go and let the dogs out. So here in the snow you can see the shape of our round formal garden, all done by the previous homeowner, and we cannot ruin this. So far we've had only daffodils and crocuses, but much more is promised in the handy-dandy guidebook left by the previous homeowner. Here behind these 2 apple trees, there's another little raised round garden on rocks. And there's the duck house that I towed from our old house, which they're sharing with the chickens for now. And here's the already enclosed garden that was very helpful to us when we first moved in, to have some place enclosed to bring the dogs. And the dogs are all there in the house behind those glass doors. So let's go see how the chickens and the ducks are doing. So here we are in the future garden next to the chicken area, and right now the birds are allowed in here. We're going to need raised beds. And here's our duck house. Successfully towed about 95 miles. One of the greater accomplishments of my life. Hi guys. Let's see if they're interested in coming over to the pond with me. I'll get some lovely dried worms. Come on, duckies. Fine. So this is just about the greatest thing ever. We didn't really know that there was flowing water on this property, but it turns out that we have a spring coming out of the mountain, and in the channel on the side of the yard we dug this pond. And I'm not sure if the ducks are going to be interested today in the snow. Let's see. So Amy and I have been very busy beavers, and in front of you can see the Fancypants Dam, built pretty quickly out of just a bunch of grass mats and 2 pieces of cast off lumber and mud, and pretty quickly we had a pond, and now it's actually flowing into what looks like it's going to be a secondary pond. I asked Amy to, in her spare time, see if she could plug up this secondary dam here, which will help fill this second pond, and I don't actually know if she did, but it looks like it's happening anyway. And I love that. This structure here is the smaller enclosure that's meant to be attached to this duck house, which I had to bring up here in a separate trip with a different trailer, and I have yet to reassemble it. Alright, let's go see the dogs. Before we let the dogs out, actually I should let everyone know I have met 3 actual contractors, and I've spoken to several others. It is a great accomplishment apparently just to even speak with one of these people, and this project is happening. Let's let the dogs out. Outside. all around me is fencing that Amy and I put up ourselves. And we bought the good stuff. Nice posts. They should last decades. This is something that we would never be able to afford to have anybody else do for us. And we have a lot more work to do. I now live apparently in Big Sky Country. So here is our smaller pond at the base of the Fancypants Falls. And this waterfall just appeared one day when I got home from the supermarket. Amy had discovered the spring coming out of the little hillside up there. And suddenly we had a waterfall. And then we had a little pond. And we don't want to dig one that's too deep here because all dogs around any kind of water should be always supervised. So if we dig a deeper pond somewhere, it needs to be enclosed. This, however, is pretty good. Dogs love pretty much any water feature, and it's fun for us too. It's just great to listen to all the time. There's something about it. Here we are indoors. Hi guys. Pippa. We have Knoxville and Pippa and Enzo Doodle and Wilson and Kayaya and Knoxville and Millie.